pleasure to now call Mr. Daniel Saunders, our Spring 2024 student speaker, a music major, and the recipient of the President's Award, to give reflections.
Thank you. All right. Pleasant good afternoon to my fellow graduates, family, friends, faculty, and staff of both UB and Atlantis. To God be the glory. Great things He has done. My name is Daniel Saunders, and I stand before you today, not just as the President's Award recipient, but as a fellow traveler on the road of struggle and triumph. Along with the many brilliant graduates here before you today, there are many challenges and obstacles along the way, including disappointments, sacrifices, joy, pain, failures, victories, and many lessons learned on the multi-year journey leading up to this day. I have dreamed of attending college/university since childhood. Still, somehow I could not muster the courage to enroll in the College of the Bahamas in 2006 after graduating high school. Moreover, my first challenge was being unable to afford tuition payments, which neither I nor my family could afford at the time. In addition to being unable to afford college and being intimidated by the whole idea of the work involved with being a student, I instead opted to use the skills and talents I had in music to join the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band. I successfully joined the ranks of the police force in November 2007 at the ripe age of 18 and had the opportunity to travel the world and perform at many historic events in the history of this great nation. As time went by, I would go on to obtain 2 promotions up to my current rank of sergeant, which is a significant accomplishment in and of itself. However, I still felt an empty void gnawing at me. The childhood dream that lay dormant inside of me began to awaken. Something inside me switched on, compelling me to return to school after being out of the classroom for 14 years. Thank you. One of the things that genuinely enticed me to further my education was the tertiary grant the government so graciously offered to persons who qualify for it. Along with the constant encouragement from my mother, Dania Sanders, and my boss, Chief Superintendent Selden Atley, the current Director of Music for the Police Band. I want to publicly express my deep gratitude to Mr. Atley for his unwavering support and understanding, allowing me to attend my classes whenever it was conducive for me to go and be away from work. Yes. Everyone has a different experience and journey while pursuing their degree. Some of us are unemployed and are only full-time students. In contrast, some of us work full-time and also are full-time students, right? With that said, time management is not just a skill, but a crucial component that was the key to my success. For you see, I was not only a full-time student at UB, I also worked full-time in the Royal Bahamas Police Force Band, as mentioned above. With this reality, I had to find a balance and juggle assignments both at work and school. To put this in perspective, the least number of classes I ever took in a given semester was 8. In some other semesters, I took 10 classes, all while still having to go to work, in addition to having 2 young children, and also never doing any summer classes. But I still managed to pass through the ranks of UB in 4 years. It may seem like an impossible task, but the method I used was to do my assignments and homework as soon as I got them. I never wasted any time when it came to doing my work and dedicated my weekends whenever possible, or free days, to getting a lot of work done. This dedication, along with maximizing my time, is not just my story, but a testament to the potential within each of us to overcome any challenge, which is evident here with the over 600 graduates assembled before you. Some of you may ask, how did you remain focused and maintain such order while having so many responsibilities? The simple answer is that I knew I could not afford to pay for these absorbent fees alone. And the luxury of paying $100 a semester was magical to me. Right? So learning that I would have to pay for a class if I withdrew from it or failed it prompted me to do whatever it took to pass my classes the first time, which I did. Furthermore, I kept telling myself, boy, you got to finish this degree before the government changes their mind and take this privilege, take this privilege back. With that said, I would like to commend the government for making the dream of so many people a reality. Yes. So many people a reality with respect to obtaining higher education. I do not know if I could have been standing before you today if not for the opportunity made for us. I sincerely thank you for continuing this initiative to help people individually and, by extension, building the nation by investing in the future through each of us. Another factor contributing to my success was that I grew up under the teachings of the late Dr. Miles Monroe, who was a great inspiration in my life. His teachings on purpose, leadership, character, and discipline were anchored in my subconscious and manifested into the person I've become today. Amazingly, however, I was shy, quiet, and bashful as a child. I never dreamed I would have the courage to speak publicly or lead a team in any endeavor. This is why it is so important to plant seeds of positivity in our young people and expose them to uplifting and meaningful things during their development. I'm a living testament that planting seeds of positivity does take roots in the hearts and minds of children. It may seem as though the lessons and teachings we have to offer fall on deaf ears, but I can assure you that we do listen. And with persistence, those teachings eventually become the foundation of our character. We must remember that the Bible says in Proverbs chapter 22, verse 15, that foolishness is bound up in the heart of a child, right? So it is our duty to nurture, encourage, and have patience with our children and young people. Don't forget, they did not ask to be here. So it is our responsibility to be examples to them and teach them the ways in which they should go, just as my parents did for me. My father, Brian Sanders, always ensured my brother and I were within hearing distance of the teachings of Dr. Monroe and with other motivational speakers and the Audible Bible. In closing, I would like to leave a few nuggets of wisdom I've come to adopt and apply to my own life over the years. First, excellence is not a matter of chance. It is a mindset used in your life that takes intentional effort and dedication. Second, success is not obtained to satisfy a selfish desire. Instead, Its purpose is to help others and serve those who need the gifts and abilities that you would have achieved on your journey to success. Finally, the last quote is something I penned when conversing with someone who needed words of encouragement. Those words were, quote, "We plan many things in life and commit to things that we are not destined for. Sometimes, fighting for what we want can keep us away from what we need, ultimately destroying us before we get a chance to blossom into who we were born to be." In other words, we must be deliberate in every undertaking we decide to pursue and discover our purpose to maximize our potential to be a blessing to as many people as we can reach in our lifetime and beyond through our legacy. To the graduates of 2023 and 2024, I salute and congratulate you. And I pray that God continues to bless you, and may God continue to bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Thank you.